Bradford City have today confirmed their 6th signing of the 2026 January transfer window as striker Ethan Wheatley joins on loan from Premier League side at Manchester United. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below on this edition. Obviously, the first piece of business officially announced on deadline day. We still expect at least one more incoming, at least one outgoing as well, with it being reported that Tommy Lee is set to join League 2 side Bristol Rovers on loan. If and when that does get announced, I will obviously bring you that video as soon as possible. But with 4 hours still left of the transfer window, plus an extra 2 hours to complete all your paperwork if deal sheets are in, there's still more business to be done and more videos that will come out later today. But as you know, with Wheatley, it's been something that we've known about for a number of weeks, but we kind of had to wait for him to get over his ankle injury, which he suffered throughout his time at Northampton, to then officially complete his medical. Let's get into it though. The Bradford City article does then read, Bantam secure Wheatley. Bradford City AFC is delighted to announce the loan signing of Manchester United's Ethan Wheatley for the remainder of the season. The forward makes a switch to the University of Bradford Stadium, having spent the first half of the campaign on loan with Northampton Town. Wheatley, who has also represented England at youth level, joined the prestigious Red Devils Academy at the age of 9 and made his Premier League debut in 2024, April of that year. Wheatley said, "I am buzzing. We've been in discussions for quite a while and I'm excited to get the deal done and hopefully help the lads for the rest of the season. I hope I can add to the side after the strong start they have made and score goals. The last couple of months at Northampton I grew as a player and I want to continue doing that here." Bantam's boss Graham Alexander added, "We are delighted to bring Ethan in to bolster our attacking options. He has fantastic attributes for a forward player with plenty of League One games under his belt this season already. He showed a great desire to join us when we spoke and I believe he is going to enjoy his time with us. This loan move is subject to the relevant EFL clearances. Ethan will wear shirt number 27 during his stay with the Bantams." And obviously with him coming from a Premier League side, you rarely do get an article. There's not even been a tweet or anything from Manchester United acknowledging that Ethan Wheatley has gone out on loan. But it's another body that comes in at the top end of the pitch, a different type of profile from the strikers that we already do have. I think he is our tallest striker, so maybe a bit more of that target man type. Given the options that we've got up there now, we are now a little bit more flexible in the way that we can play 3-4-3. We can also play a 3-5-2. So I do like this addition. Obviously, this is our 5th loan, so I think if we do bring in a central midfielder to replace Tommy Lee, that will have to be a permanent deal now, because obviously you can only have 5 loans in a matchday squad, and it would seem very similar if you're going to sign 6 loans in the same transfer window to already be having at least one of those missing out on the matchday squad. But I think this is a decent addition. Obviously, his goal scoring record at Northampton wasn't amazing, but you look at Northampton as a team and what they create. Obviously, given their budget and the players that are in their squad, they're going to create a lot less opportunities than what Bradford City will do. So I think Wheatley will come in, certainly play his part between now and the end of the season. He gives us a different option at the top end of the pitch. Does this mean that we're now going to cool our interest on Jake Beasley? Obviously, we had a bid for him rejected for around about £500,000 on Friday. I think we were probably going to go back in for another bid, but maybe we're going to use that money elsewhere and try and spend it on a central midfielder now, because as we know, obviously, with Tommy Lee expected to depart, that only really leaves us with Max Power and Jensen Metcalfe in the middle. There are a number of Championship clubs who are monitoring Jensen Metcalfe's situation, but Bradford City are determined not to let Metcalfe go in at this transfer window. So I think the Beasley money will now be spent on a central midfielder, hopefully more of a number 6 rather than a number 8, because we have got players who are traditionally attacking midfielders who can play more in that Metcalfe role, but nobody else can play in that Max Power position, who had a really good game against Doncaster, but as we know, still only 1 yellow card away from suffering a 2-game ban. So I think a more defensive-minded midfielder is more important than a box-to-box midfielder. I doubt we'll sell Jensen Metcalfe, but if we do, that'll give us a lot of money to bolster the squad in a lot of other positions. But Metcalfe's too good, I think, to be leaving at this stage in the transfer window. If we have a look then at Ethan Wheatley's time at Northampton Town in the beginning of this campaign, he played 22 matches, starting 20 of those games, playing just shy of 1,600 minutes, where he scored 3 goals and averaged a goal every 528 minutes, which isn't awful when you consider Northampton are a team currently in the relegation zone. It says here he missed 8 big chances, which is pretty alarming in all honesty. Cobblers fans, let me know down below, is that accurate? Is Wheatley not a great finisher? Because obviously that doesn't make for great reading, given that he scored 3 and missed a further 8 big chances. He has a 10% goal conversion rate, so winning every 10 of his shots does hit the back of the net, which again isn't amazing in all honesty. He did register a further assist and create 2 big chances as well. Defensively, he's going to do his fair share, 1 tackle per game, 2 balls recovered per game, 44% successful dribble rate, which I think is pretty strong. Only wins 35% of his ground duels, and for someone who's 6'2", only wins 18% of his aerial duels. I can't say I'm blown away by these statistics, but considering that he's 19 years of age, coming in on loan for I think his 3rd loan spell in his career, I don't think he's the man expected to come in and score loads of goals for Bradford City. I think he's expected to come in and play his part, maybe be a bit more of a hold-up striker, target man, to allow other players like your Sarcevics, your Pointons, your Mullins, your Jacksons to get the goals. I think he's going to come in and be a bit more of a team player rather than the man that we do rely upon, especially when you're going for promotion in League One. To be relying on a 19-year-old to come in on loan from Manchester United and expect him to get double figures between now and the end of the season, I do think is pretty unrealistic. But when you look at his stats here, yes, stats only show half of the full picture, but they don't particularly make for great reading. Obviously, he spent last season as well in the second half of it on loan with Walsall, and we all know about their collapse at the end of last campaign, but he barely kicked a ball. 4 appearances, 2 starts. I'm pretty sure his debut was actually against Bradford City when we beat them 3-0 on that day, but he made 3 appearances and then didn't feature for quite a while, where he made 1 more appearance and then didn't feature for the rest of the season. So we can't really speak about his time at Walsall. I know there was some rumours of an attitude problem and all that sort of stuff. His stats are here do look a little bit better, especially in terms of the ground duel win percentage and all that sort of stuff, but the guy literally played 168 minutes last campaign. We can't judge him off that. Cardiff fans seem to rate him very highly. They wanted to sign him because apparently he had a great game for Northampton against Cardiff City in this season gone by, but I think this is a good option for Bradford City, and obviously it allows us to spend a bit more money in a position where we need more bodies in there. We've obviously got a number of great strikers now at the football club, but the depth in central midfield is very alarming. If we have a look then at how Bradford City's squad is now lining up for the 2025-26 campaign, I really don't think we are a million miles away from being done, as we do expect Tommy Lee probably will be going out on loan to Bristol Rovers, so that will leave us very light in the central midfield department. I know we've got players who can play in those positions, but you'd like to have players who can play there naturally, wouldn't you? I think our striker positions are certainly looking much better than what they were even a week ago when we went into Lincoln with our only available strikers being Stephen Humphreys and Callum Kavanagh. We've now got 5 very competitive strikers at the top end of the pitch. If we get Jake Beasley in as well, that would be absolutely brilliant, but I certainly don't think it's a priority now to be improving in those striker positions. I think a central midfielder is an absolute priority, and I still wouldn't be against a centre-back. There are actually some rumours at the moment that Tom McIntyre might be coming back on a permanent deal. If his contract at Portsmouth is terminated, then we might be bringing him back in. I don't know anything about this, but there's plenty of rumours and all that sort of stuff that do come up on transfer deadline day, but I think our squad is certainly in a stronger position. We are now at the cap for the total amount of loan players that you're allowed in a matchday squad. Obviously, Sibley has missed the last couple of games through injury, but I would like to see a midfielder coming in on a permanent basis rather than a loan, because that then will cause us problems. And clearly, if we're bidding apparently nearly £500,000 for Jake Beasley, there's money to be spent. If we go in and get another similar type of player to Jensen Metcalfe to play either alongside Metcalfe or just have another option in there, that would be a big improvement on where we were at. As of about a week ago, I felt Bradford City's squad was weaker than where we were at the start of the transfer window. As of right now, I would say on the whole, the squad is looking a little bit stronger, but there's still more business to be done, and that's quite exciting given there's still a fair few hours left of this transfer window. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes as I said at the start of today's video, and don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below on this edition. How big of a part do you think Ethan Wheatley is going to play for Bradford City between now and the end of the season? If you're a Northampton, Walsall, or even a Manchester United fan, What is the system that will get the best out of Ethan Wheatley? Can he play as a lone striker? Is it better to play him in a front two with a partner, somebody like a Paul Mullin or a Caden Jackson potentially? But I think this is a good addition for Bradford City. Provides a little bit of cover and just a different option at the top end of the pitch. Obviously, statistically, his time at Northampton doesn't look amazing, but they are a team in the relegation zone. We can't judge him too hard because of that. And like I say, I don't think he's going to come in and be expected to be the main man for Bradford City. And I think that'll take a little bit of pressure off him, where he kind of was that man at Northampton. But thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all very soon for another one.